The Democratic Alliance, or DA, has long been a prominent force in South African politics. Established in 2000, the DA has grown to become the second largest party in the country, known for its liberal policies and strong stance on human rights and economic freedom. For years, the party held a strong position as the official opposition. This role was not just a title, but a significant responsibility, as the DA worked tirelessly to hold the government accountable and provide alternative solutions to national issues. From the opposition benches, the DA consistently challenged the ruling African National Congress, known as the ANC. Their debates were often heated, with the DA pushing back against policies they believed were detrimental to the country's progress. This role cemented their image as a critical voice against the ANC's dominance. The DA's persistent efforts to highlight the shortcomings of the ANC resonated with many South Africans who were disillusioned with the ruling party's performance. Advocating for different policies and priorities, they often criticized the ANC's handling of issues like corruption and service delivery. The DA's focus on transparency and efficiency in governance set them apart and garnered support from various sectors of society. Their history as a critical opposition party shaped public perception of the DA, with many voters seeing them as a viable alternative to the ANC. This perception was bolstered by the DA's consistent performance in local and national elections, where they managed to secure significant victories. The DA's decision to join a government of national unity marked a significant shift, representing a departure from their traditional stance. This move was seen as a strategic attempt to influence national policy more directly and work collaboratively to address the country's pressing issues. The move sparked intense debate and speculation, with many questioning the motivations behind such a drastic change in direction. Critics argued that the DA was compromising its principles, while supporters believed it was a necessary step to bring about meaningful change. Understanding the DA's rationale requires a closer examination of the factors at play. The party's leadership likely weighed the potential benefits of being part of the government against the risks of losing their identity as a staunch opposition force. The political landscape in South Africa was undergoing a period of transformation, and the DA likely saw both risks and opportunities in this evolving context. The ANC's waning popularity and internal struggles presented a unique chance for the DA to assert more influence. Their decision to join the unity government reflects a calculated gamble in response to these dynamics. By participating in the government, the DA hoped to push through reforms and policies that aligned with their vision for South Africa, while also demonstrating their commitment to national unity and progress. The DA's decision to join the government of national unity sent shockwaves through South Africa's political landscape. This was a monumental shift that no one saw coming, altering the political dynamics in ways that would have lasting implications. This unexpected move marked a significant departure from the party's long-held position as the official opposition. For years, the DA had been the voice of dissent, challenging the ruling party at every turn. The decision came after weeks of intense negotiations and speculation. Behind closed doors, party leaders engaged in heated debates, weighing the pros and cons of such a drastic change in strategy. The DA cited several key reasons for this historic shift. They believed that the current state of the nation required bold and decisive action. Primarily, they emphasized the need for a united front to tackle the multitude of crises facing the nation, including a struggling economy, soaring unemployment, and persistent inequality. These issues had reached a tipping point, demanding immediate and collaborative solutions. The DA argued that a collaborative approach was necessary to address these challenges effectively. They believed that by working together with other parties, they could pool resources and expertise to create more impactful policies. Furthermore, the DA saw an opportunity to exert influence on government policy from within. This was a chance to be at the table where decisions were made, rather than merely critiquing from the sidelines. By holding positions of power, they could directly shape legislation and hold other parties accountable. This was seen as a way to ensure that their vision for South Africa was not just theoretical, but translated into concrete actions. This strategic maneuver aimed to bridge the gap between their vision for South Africa and the realities of governance. It was a bold attempt to turn ideals into practice, to make a tangible difference in the lives of ordinary South Africans. The decision to join the unity government was not without its internal dissent. Some members felt that this move was a betrayal of the party's core principles. Some members expressed concerns about compromising the party's values and principles. They worried that in the quest for power, the DA might lose its identity and alienate its base. However, the leadership ultimately decided that the potential benefits outweighed the risks. They believed that this was a necessary step to ensure the party's relevance and effectiveness in a rapidly changing political landscape. This move signaled a new era for the DA, one defined by pragmatism and a willingness to share power in the pursuit of national interest. It was a calculated risk, but one that they hoped would pay off in the long run. Only time would tell whether this calculated gamble would pay off for the party, and more importantly, for the future of South Africa. The stakes were high and the outcome uncertain, but the DA was committed to this new path, believing it was the best way forward for the country